All right, hey Don, Skakie, how's it going?
It's going great. It's a great day here in Olympia with Olympia Hemp Fest and Real Legalization. We've got our sponsor, Jared Alloway, is here. We've had some other volunteers coming by, a lot of people signing the petition. More importantly, taking the short sheet petitions home with them so they can get signatures from their friends and neighbors and have this thing just snowball and happen.
What's the name of the initiative?
The initiative doesn't actually have a name. It's I-584. What it does is it legalizes home growing by the general public aged over 21 at the medical limits of 15 plants. Also provides for not-for-profit transfer to any other adult over 21 up to 1 ounce. What this means is that you can grow for yourself and you can share with a friend or neighbor. Additionally, this protects patients. It removes the 5 nanogram consideration as it applies to patients under RCW 6951A, while requiring video evidence of impairment for everyone that's charged with a DUI for cannabis. We live in a time now where you shouldn't have to just take an officer's word in court that he saw this or smelled that or whatever. They have dash cams, they probably have badge cams coming, and the jury should be able to see what the officer saw. What happens currently is somebody will be pulled over for a taillight or expired tabs. Officer will come to the window, smell cannabis, and it suddenly becomes a DUI stop. The proof of impairment aspect of 502's 5 nanogram limit has always been in contention, and we think it's time to take a second look at how that's applied to patients.
How on getting that measure the way you intend to enforce withdrawal?
That's my understanding.
Really?
Yeah, it's very invasive, and I just can't imagine the state forcing that.
How about even an accounting name? Yeah, I guess
We'll take it. And you don't have a choice.
How many signatures are you guys trying to get?
We're trying to get about 330,000. Typically there's an error rate. People either aren't registered or they can't find their registration or they didn't fill it out completely. So statistically, to get about the 246,000 and change we need, you need to get about 320, 330,000. So we like to have a nice cushion in there.
Okay, so how long do you have to gather signatures?
Signature gathering ends on December 31st of this year. We get the signatures we need to qualify. It'll go before the legislature at the next session in January. As you may remember from 502, they can either put it into law or send it to the ballot in November. That's what they did with 502. And they also have an alternative of coming up with another version to put up against it, which is not what they did with 502. So we get our signatures. It's unlikely they'll just pass it outright unless there's a lot of political will to do so. And it'll likely go to the voters in November, and we'll see what the people say.
Okay, so can anyone send me donations?
Oh, absolutely. We'll be using them for printing and signature distribution. Getting paper out so we can get signatures back. Go to reallegalization.org, and you can donate there. The other thing, we'd really rather have you spend your own money printing out the petitions yourself. If you go to reallegalization.org, we have our long 20 signature count petitions. These are the sheets that everybody's used to seeing everywhere they go. They typically hold about 20 signatures. And you can print these off for yourself. I mean, if you're a dedicated activist, willing to stand out in front of Walmart or come to events like this and collect. I mean, if you look over here, we've had people signing these sheets all day. The other thing we have, what we have here for people that sign is we find that a lot of people aren't with their friends and neighbors to have them sign as well. The 20 signature sheet is kind of intimidating for somebody that's not real gung-ho to go get 20 signatures. But what we have is a short signature sheet that only has room for 4 signatures. And the reverse side of this, where the other 20 signatures would be, is actually a fold-up mailer. We have a little message here. We can stand that up in a display like that. It stands up in a display. People take them home. But in our instance here, we're handing them out. And once you get your 4 signatures, you simply fold it up. It's already pre-addressed to the campaign. fold the corner over, put a stamp on it, and for 50 cents you've legalized cannabis. This turns one signature into 5 signatures. And as far as donating goes, you take the PDF, send it to your printer. If you print 11 by 17, send it to Kinko's if you can't, or FedEx is now, I guess, what they are. But it's got to be on 11 by 17 paper. The law's got to be on the back of it. Both pages of the law have got to be on the back of it. And spend your money that way. Spend $5-10 and make some copies. Put them in the hands of your friends and neighbors so that they can do the same. And we should easily have the signatures we need by December. If everybody cares enough to do this and wants real legalization where you can grow for yourself. You know, people that can grow are not necessarily going to grow. The state system's going to do fine. It's going to have plenty. But if anyone can provide for themselves and their friends and family, they should be legally allowed to do so. It's not legal until you can grow it and give it away.
So, are you going to be at Seattle Hempfest?
I have just received my invitation to speak there. We have a booth space, and we are probably going to upgrade so that we're going to be either in by Main Stage or down by Stone Village. But real legalization will be at Hempfest. We've also been invited down to Hempstock in Portland. We know that's Oregon, but we're right across the border there from Vancouver. And in years past, with previous initiatives, we've had great turnout from the southwestern Washington voters at Hempstock. So we're happy to be there.
Thanks a lot.
You bet. And don't forget, we haven't forgot about Eastern Washington. One of my favorite events to collect signatures at is Pig Out in the Park in Spokane. And I'm working full-time now. In previous years, I was able to devote pretty much full-time activism. But my situation has changed. I've had to take a job, and I'm paying my bills. But it's 5 days a week at work and 2 days of work at activism.
Thanks a lot for your.
You bet. I'm here to get it done. I want to work with anybody that wants to get it done too.
What's that again?
Legalization.org. Come around here and take a picture of a banner, brother. Check out initiative 584, reallegalization.org.